sales coaching. There's actually a couple different ways to do sales coaching. So there's think of internal sales coaching, which was more of a manager providing sales coaching, and then there's external sales coaching, which is where we bring in an external sales coach. I'm going to talk to you more because this is really around onboarding. So I'm going to refer to this more as the internal sales coaching, which is sort of manager down. The external coaching, just to get that out of the way, that is more, it's less directive. So with a real productive, working with a real productive sales coach, you're going to do a lot more exploration, brainstorming. It's going to be less of someone that manages you. It's going to be more productive, safe place for you to talk to someone. And it's harder actually for a sales manager to provide real open sales coaching because you're also managing someone and they report to you. So there's not going to be that open line of communication. So it's a bit different, but it's actually probably more productive for the onboarding, doing the internal coaching from a manager. And so what you could do is you could set it up to where when you're onboarding someone, you have like a weekly structure where you meet for sales coaching. And just a couple of things to focus on here is that the second bullet point is something I really want you to take with you, is that your natural instinct when someone's doing something wrong, your natural instinct is to tell them what they're doing wrong and to tell them not to do that. And you can actually apply what I'm going to share with you here to all areas of your life, which is another way to go about that is to instead of focusing on what they're doing wrong, focus on what action you want them to do, what the correct action is. So instead of saying listen, you're late all the time, and I don't be late. Coach someone to say, what I need you to do is I need you to start coming 5 minutes early, or getting here at this particular time. So it's just a more productive way to do coaching. You applying that to sales coaching, actually, it wouldn't really impact the time someone gets to work. It might be more so if you're doing call monitoring and you hear someone ask the wrong type of question, right? So let's not focus on what question not to ask. Let's be very positive and focus on the good questions to ask. So it's just a very positive way to approach something. And when you're onboarding, you got that fire hose, right? And there's so much that you want to accomplish, but remember, we're spoon feeding. So you might hear a lot of different things that a salesperson needs to do better. Well, just focus on a few. This week, let's focus on dealing with gatekeepers a little differently. And then the next week, you focus on something else. So it kind of goes back to also that continuous improvement and spoon feeding. So breaking it down, and what are we going to really focus on this week? So when you're in your weekly coaching, you can, even when there might be 20 things you can really tell them to do better, say, just pick 2 or 3 that are going to be the focus. And if you can monitor calls, either record or listen in, that can help this process tremendously. Providing a weekly scorecard, so it's typically easy for us to provide quantitative data, such as like these are the leads you produced, these are the meetings you held, these are the calls you made. But in your weekly scorecard, you can put quantitative data, right? So like, how are they dealing with objections? How are they dealing with gatekeepers? How are they asking the right questions? How do they sound in terms of energy, right? There's not a quantitative. That's not data that's pulled out of a system. That's something that you need to listen to and measure. But you can measure them on like a scale from 1 to 10. So this week they got an 8. And they moved up from a 7 to an 8 in the area of dealing with objections, because you heard them respond to a couple objections in a really productive way. So